dope. I did not know that actually, but I know who Jesse James is. But yeah, that's dope actually.
Yeah. Oh wait, so we're recording now?
Yeah.
Oh,
My bad, because that was an interesting piece. I wish I caught it.
I'll just say it again. So
say
yeah.
it again.
So yeah,
But you don't have to tell them, like,
from 507 from Rochester, Minnesota, moved up to the cities. Now I work in 507 in Northfield. Northfield's it's cool history about that is actually Jesse James, the notorious bank robber. The town of Northfield stopped him and dismembered his gang like way back in the day. So like the history of that town. In a couple weeks they'll actually have Jesse James Days, so you can go down and check out like reenactments of the whole thing. I mean the town is pretty historic. If you ever get a chance to come to Minneapolis, I definitely would say check out Northfield. It's got some pretty cool roots. But yeah, if you're into that kind of history and like kind of the Wild Wild West and train bank robbing, all that kind of stuff, definitely worth to check out.
Yeah, that's dope. I actually am interested in that because I do like that era, like the cowboy. That intrigued me. Like it's always been that pirates, and then kind of sort of like the medieval time.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like those eras. Like as far as like if I see it on like the History Channel or like on my YouTube page, or I like.
If you like the pirates history, yeah, you got to go to the Caribbean. Like I spent time in St. John actually through Iowa State through like a horticulture program, and there's so much crazy pirate history down there, especially like just across the American islands into Tortola. Yeah, that's apparently where like Blackbeard and like all those guys like used to hang out. Like it's
really
crazy.
Blackbeard was always so interesting to me. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by I was always fascinated by like his marketing. Like he was marketing before marketing was like a thing.
Oh yeah.
Like just with like he basically won a lot of battles just by scaring people. Like he just without having to fight. Yeah, because it was just like they'll tell the stories like they see the flag and then like when you see him, he would take like fuses and tie them into his beard and light them on fire, and then it would have like smoke come up from out of him, and it was like, and then he had like they said he had like 6 pistols, so they're like one shot or something like that before, because you got to reload them. So he'd have them he'll have them strapped across his body, and then he just looks like this intimidating. And then they said he was a larger guy, like he was probably like a 6-footer, probably a heavier set guy. I don't know how big he was, but they just said he was like a physically intimidating guy, the way they describe him. And then just like I said, his beard, the whole aura around him. And I just thought that was dope because I'm like, this dude marketing himself as like, I ain't got to lay a hand on anybody. I'm just
see that flag run away.
Yeah. Opposite.
He was probably very Napoleon-esque in a way.
Yeah.
Napoleon was just a short little guy that wanted to conquer everything.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Napoleon was very interesting dude too. I won't get into too much attention.
I
like
it sounds like you know a lot about your history. I only know like kind of the history of places that I've been. I need to do more research of like other stuff on my own. You know what I mean? Like I guess I'm more of like a word of mouth historian, like where I don't like go searching for it on Google or anything like that. It's just if I live somewhere and I learn about the history, that's like kind of what I know.
I'm a random
fact. I mean, I feel like with you guys' podcast, I'm sure you guys go down some crazy rabbit hole.
Dog.
Yeah.
We're kind of on one right now, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
I love me a rabbit hole.
I told Rick that Rick is, is my best friend, obviously, but the other reason that I needed him to do this pod with me, like I was like, bro, we got to do this together because like I get random and then I'll just forget where we even started. Rick is very good about like, all right, he'll entertain it, but like he'll bring it back to like, hey, all right, yeah. So bringing it back to where we were.
He's like the not the manager, but he's the one that kind of orchestrates and coordinates the journey on the podcast.
Yeah,
like that, yo.
Yeah.
He's the conductor.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he definitely does that because boy, I'll keep going.
Shout outs to Barry Bonds. He finally got in the Hall of Fame in Pittsburgh.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, that's dope.
He's the man who saved baseball, and anyone who disagrees.
Who's the comedian? They was like, man, let him take steroids. I want to see the score be 70.
That's when it was fun.
McGuire,
well, think about everyone that got back into baseball during that time.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's when I was interested in it.
Yeah, the McGuire Sosa race, and then like Bonds came along, like and after they broke 70 or whatever, after McGuire did, and then he came up with that 72. I mean, they were walking him more than he was getting home runs. Even like he had like an OBS or whatever that thing is, like over 100%. It was like 1 point something because he got walked so much. Like his on base percentage was just unreal.
Damn, that's the only era of baseball I actually remember. I never really watched baseball like that, but that's the only era I remember with McGuire, Bonds, Sammy Sosa, like
steroid era.
Ian Griffey. Yeah, like that's the only time it was like, oh man, wow, this is pretty cool.
And then the commissioner disappeared, the one that like basically like had all these guys do that. New commissioner comes in and is like, yeah, no, we can't do that anymore. So they just get screwed for like basically being told, hey, do this to save our league.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I understand the health risk of it, and I don't want nobody to be get sick or anything from it. But I wish there was a way. If I ain't gonna say I wish I was, but if there was a way to make it a little more entertaining for me, like I'd be up for it.
And I'm gonna say, if there's anybody that's going to use this stuff, why not professional athletes that are? So yeah, make it a little more interesting.
I would be cool with professional athletes and then people doing hard manual labor outside. If they need a little pick me up to like get that road built an extra 6 months earlier, by any means,
that would be solid. Yeah, that would be.
Like, why aren't we getting people with bionic arms out there? Just maybe we're just 100 years away.
Something, because I think about the wrestlers, they be on stuff.
Oh yeah,
they be what was it? There's a documentary, right, about the gladiator guys, like that TV show.
Yeah, that was a good one. Mm-hmm. They were talking about how juiced up they were.
Yeah. I mean, some of them bodybuilders be too, or not bodybuilders, but what they call
the one that get tan and stuff.
No, the muscle, the power lifters.
The muscle
bodybuilders, power lifters,
bodybuilders, power
like Amon-Ra saying Brown's dead.
Is he one of them?
I think he was like Mr. Worldwide. I mean, if you look at where he had I think a world lifting or something background, and then that's why his 3 sons are just so built.
I just never understood like the functionality of it, like being that large, because like I mean, because I always thought, like, I know like they always make like society or like TV will always make those guys look like they're like intimidating, but I always thought like it doesn't look like they can reach you, like like if they were actually in a conflict, like it doesn't. Their arms are like out here, so it's like I don't think they can actually reach. And I don't know how fast they would be, as far as like if they had to run you down, like that doesn't seem intimidating. It's just like as long as I keep my distance, you can't actually do anything to me.
Yeah. I'd rather be 5'6" like I am now, and if a hurricane comes, I could just get you screwed, like
and twisters. Yeah, they're being swept away. I liked it.
I love the original. Actually, here's a funny thing. I love the original so much. I got it on VHS.
Oh wow!
But I watched it too many times, and the tape ripped out. So yeah, it's broken.
That was my original way of seeing it. I remember I think my parents rented it from like Blockbuster or something.
Yeah.
And we watched it because we used to do movie nights on Fridays and have pizza and stuff. So and I remember thinking in that movie, like this, I was a little kid. When that movie come out?
96. I think it was
96.
The year.
Okay.
96 was like the year. Like, if you look up how many movies came out in 96, it's like astonishing, like the quality of movies that like came out in that year alone. I think it was same year as Independence Day, Happy Gilmore. What else?
Wow.
A couple other that I was looking at. They're huge.
See, I didn't have at that age. I didn't have an understanding of what a tornado was. Like I saw it and knew and saw that it was like wind and circulating. Yeah. But when they were chasing it as a kid, I thought there was some way they could stop it. I guess because like like in a movie, there's always like an antagonist, and in my mind, the twister is the tornado is the antagonist. So there's got to be a way to stop it, right?
Like, how do you beat it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I also was used to, at that age, I was used to like happy endings. So like, at the beginning when her dad gets swept away, in my mind, he was coming back somehow.
Oh, you have seen at the end of the movie, like
I thought he was gonna like fly back down, and then when he didn't come back, I was like, so So her dad's gone. Like I didn't understand. I didn't understand.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you guys. I mean, if Rick's about my age, I'm guessing you're about Rick's age too. I'm 36. I was born in '88.
Okay, yeah, I'm 34.
34. Okay, yes. Yeah, so, 34. 36.
34.
34. Just going in a circle.
Yeah,
but time is a flat line, right?
Yeah, we did the episode 1. Episode 1.
You did? That was episode 1. Time was man.
We talked about time. Yeah, it was.
I guess I should have done my research and just I should have watched every single one of your episodes. And I could have just dropped little egg crumbs, a little Easter egg, like and see if you guys remembered what you guys said.
Man, hey, you know
we could come back to this like another time and do that.
That would be interesting to actually try to remember that, because like this is like what this episode technically. I said episode 50 last week and I lied. This is like episode 57 now or something like that.
Like I said, if it's 52, that'd be an omen.
We started on Zoom, and then we switched over to StreamYard. So we did 50 episodes on StreamYard, but we had already did like 6 episodes on Zoom. And I just
you guys basically you can record. You guys were just hanging out in here before, then you hit record. So once you go from recording, you can come back and you chop in and out what you want to save, and then you do it that way.
Basically,
pretty much,
yeah. We just downloaded it. Rick does the editing on the videos. You know,
cool.
Take out when you take out, keep in what we won't keep in, and I'll chop up some clips and put them out on IG, and you know.
I mean, I would say I got friends that like basically this whole entertainment industry type stuff. Like that's what we like to do. So like if you ever want like more and more like help or other stuff, like how to like evolve it, just let us know. Like it's something like we like to do. It's just none of us have the time right now. But like if we're trying to get to the point where we have like we don't have to do the other things and we have the time just to do what we want to do. But we gotta make a little bit first before we can start doing that.
All right.
That's fair. All right. Well, shoot. That's
ideas. I say keep the ideas now. I mean, it's just like I mean, if you want to get more involved as far as like the video aspect, you know, as far as like I don't know how to explain it, but like if you wanted it to be more of like a movie or like a production, like we could make it like really weird. Like I got some friends that do some really weird
stuff. Your music videos, do some of your homies help with those?
So one of my homies, he gets basically paid to work for Junk King. It's to flow into different cities and make them cool custom videos. He doesn't know what they do with them, you know, but it's almost like advertising for him. But like he's very artistic. He's been able to work and film on like that American Chopper show and like some like ghost hunting show, doing like B-roll film. So like he's just really good around the camera. And then our other buddies are really good at editing. I have another buddy, he's out in like actually Hollywood, LA area. He's like doing the commercial production for music. So like we have like just throughout the years, I guess everyone's kind of done their part and gotten their way into like doing stuff that would be part of like entertainment production or movie, you know what I'm saying? Just like we didn't really know what we were doing, but like it's like a mini Adam Sandler type crew.
Just like came together.
That's what's up.
Yeah, just gotta figure out what to do with it, and like again the whole time thing.
All right. Shoot.
Jobs.
I'm gonna stop you there. We're gonna do the intro, and then I think that's a good segue into your thing that you got going on. Pete, so
for sure, dude. Yeah, I mean, I think that was a good little intro. We just talked about some random stuff.
Yeah. That's gonna stay in.
That was cool starting with the Jesse James stuff, because I do think like anyone that doesn't know Jesse James, I mean that's a cool thing to go back and take a look at.
Oh, we can do that right here. Right after this. What up? We back for another week of the Rick and Jordy podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the half of your host, Rick, back for another one.
And we have a guest.
Yes, sir. This week we got with us Uncool Pete. I thought you was about to buzz it down.
Get ready to play a tune.
It's out of tune too. No, I really don't know. I'm not that kind of guy.
It's all good.
I would sit here and I'd be like that guy like at the talent show that's like trying to like struggle through like a song, like you know, like
you recognize it, right? You recognize the song. No, but welcome, man. Welcome. Glad to have you on the podcast.
This is my first podcast, so this is awesome.
Oh well, welcome on, man. We're glad that you could be a part of ours. So
exactly,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah, Uncool Pete. Artists,
A little bit
all around artists.
I think that's the proper term, all around artists. Yeah,
I like to say just designer, because then it's like, because that's what I actually am going to school for, and like design is not limited as far as the art form or anything.
Okay, designer.
So,
okay,
yeah, I guess you could say the
big
designer.
brain. All right.
Basically, take that and move it to anywhere you want, anything you want to design. And I like to think that I have, over time, from mistakes and past failures, learned how to craft and think about how I should design my life day by day, to then hopefully be able to design everything and anything that my heart desires. But I know that takes a lot of time and a lot of patience.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the main goal.
Okay.
Slowly design a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Even starting with your life. So I respect that. Yeah.
That just seems like the most important place to start is to design your life first. Like getting figuring out, what it is you're trying to do. Because if you don't even have a direction, it's
correct.
Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You can waste a lot of energy. So it's like
it took a lot of actually like looking back and looking at like just the basic simple principles of design, like from like Iowa State again, like where they basically taught me everything, even though I was getting as messed up as possible, and like wasn't really involving myself as much in school as possible, besides actually physically being there and participating. I think that was the only reason I absorbed so much I did. But yeah, like in design, you want to start with a preliminary, just break down the basics, and then from there, you do multiple drafts, and then eventually you get your final, print. That's why I never like to get rid of or throw away basically anything that I've like made or created musically. I like to keep it. It's all notes. The only thing I remember from high school, I had a substitute teacher. I think it was like 11th or 12th grade. He came in. He's like, I'm not teaching anything about history. I'm going to tell you documentation will save your life. Guy must have had like a bad divorce or lost something. He just went on a tangent. But I remembered that, and I thought, well, I should probably just save everything.
Yeah, it's research.
So, it's research.
Absolutely.
You're always seeing what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing music? Let's start with that.
I'll just give you the long and the short. So I think it was my second year in college. I was 19 years old. Went to fly out to New York City with my two homie roommates. My girlfriend at the time, we were hanging out, and then just some random guy comes over to the door, some guy named Jesse, and then find out, she'd been playing us both. Basically, we chilled the rest of the weekend. I said so long to Jesse's girl and came home, and then started, making a bunch of music, or just trying to figure out how to make music.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of extracurricular stuff I probably shouldn't have done, but I think that also helped with the craft. And then the saddest part is that computer that has all of my first, like probably year to 2 years worth of stuff. And it has like my first like mixtape I ever made. I actually recorded it all in the MU in like the Cardinal room, or one of those back rooms.
Yeah.
And then I made 50 CDs of it, brought it to Atlanta when I was there for like a horticulture conference. And get this was like probably like 2000. This was after 2009, like into 2010. So I distributed out 50 of like my CDs, like to like random people. And then like at that time, what I thought like the future style of music would be, like hadn't really been heard of yet, which was like the mumble rap. And then here we are, like 6 years later, I started hearing all this mumble rap and stuff, and I'm like thinking, like, did anyone actually get my CD and like take some ideas from this, or like what? Like, but no, like I think that's kind of like what got my start for making music, and then it's slowly evolved. There'd be years where like I didn't want to make anything, or I make something, and then I tried to get probably a little bit more aggressive into it when I got a new computer, not the one I'm using now, but so right here. Okay. So my first Mac, which I got at Iowa State, the 2008 to 2012, that one's just toast. This is like the 2000 to 2000, I think 18.
Yeah.
19, and then I went, I think all of 2018, 19, pretty much until 2021 or 2022 without a computer. So I just kind of stopped making music then. Then I won a fantasy football league got my buddy's computer off him, which I'm talking to you right now. And I went really hard into making music pretty much 2022 through now.
Oh, nice.
The most music and pretty much everything that we're talking about today, as far as album, I found out 3 days before my 36th birthday, I'm going to become a father.
Congratulations.
Just immediately went into writing, found a guy that was like willing to sell some beats for the cheap, used the commission money off my boss's dad's sale that I sold him a design on. So he's like the guy who started the company I work for. So I wanted to take, basically his roots he was giving me to install them into the roots of what I want to do.
Yeah.
And just see what happens. And I literally like wrote everything or freestyled it from, I think, 4th of July till whenever I stopped making the last song, which would have been like just the end of, I think, July.
Okay.
Pretty much everything I tried to make on this album I did make on this album was all just like in a very short amount of time, because it all just kind of came naturally. And it's like, it's kind of hard to explain as far as how that part worked out.
Okay.
I did go see Creed live in concert, one of my favorite bands, and seeing him perform and do his thing really like gave me kind of clarity of like what I'm trying to do.
Okay. So what? Because as I was listening, what artists influenced you? Is it
lots?
What would
I would say if I had to like break it down to one guy, it'd be Lil Wayne. I mean, Lil Wayne would be my number one, my only one. I mean, he's like him and Gucci Mane, honestly.
Yeah,
but, like, Gucci Mane would probably be more.
I was gonna say Gucci.
But what I liked about Lil Wayne is like he changes. He just like does like the voice changes. He kind of sounds whiny, and he just, I don't know. I respected kind of his whole life as far as his catalog. Honestly, it's probably his thought process of how you do a song, where I think he wrote a lot, and I've done that too. But then that's done is make it so like when it comes to like hearing a beat and then just writing fast, I can do that now like incredibly, or it's just easier just to freestyle sometimes. I'll have more mess ups in that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like all the Wayne mixtapes were all like, there'd be like little bits and pieces that were, you could tell he was just going off the top of his head.
Yeah.
But like dedications, all those were big influences to me. Eminem was a big influence. Bush, Linkin Park. I mean, I like a lot of stuff.
I could hear the Wayne, and I told Rick, I was like, I can hear it. I was like, I can tell like Wayne has got to be like an influence. I'd be listening. My buddy, like, because we used to do music too. When we were there, I actually started my second year of college too. I was like 19 and started.
Okay. That's when you started doing music?
Yeah, and nice. I started doing it with my buddy Sean, and he was heavily influenced by Wayne as well. Yeah. So he got to the point where he stopped writing, but he would do like punch ins. I don't know if he wants me telling this, but he would do punch ins. So he was freestyling, but he would punch in. So he would rap. He'll do like 4 to 8 bars or whatever. Then he might just have he might have a melody and then
come back.
And then come
but
back.
You can do that. I mean, that's the behind the scenes that we don't get to see on a lot of our favorite rap.
I never got to that point. I've always been a writer. Like I have to, because like I have a way that I want everything to come across. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like mine is like story form almost. So like everything has to.
You wanted to not edit it, but like you want to make sure
fit in place.
Make sure that the rhythm fits the actual structure of the wording.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it has to give you a complete picture, from beginning to end of if I'm just doing a verse or a song, it has to give you that complete picture, and so I got to figure it out. So if I only have
complete story, not just like going from thought to thought.
Right.
No, yeah, and I would say a lot of mixtape stuff, and especially Wayne, a lot of his stuff was thought to thought. It's just what sounds good together, which probably a lot of what this album, some of it for sure. Especially, I think that the Them Jeans one is a lot of just train of thought type thought process, but then other ones I tried to be a little bit more not thought provoking. So I think hit this thought provoking, but just like a little bit more like different, as far as like it kind of tells a story without telling a story. but
if it's not a theme throughout, then it's a theme for that moment, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
this was more of like, holy crap, I just found out that I'm, about to do something, for the rest of my life, be a dad, and I just needed to get stuff out. But like, since I've gotten just that out and uploaded it, like all my writing since then, I mean, especially like that thing I wanted to talk to you guys about the never ending song. I don't know. It just, I'm starting to think about the way to go about it a whole lot differently, but I'm glad I still uploaded that first like train of thought.
Yeah.
Like, now that I've done that and I purchased beats through someone else, I have a 50-50 stake with him. Like, whatever happens with those, he's going to get 50. I'm going to get 50. I don't think I ever want to do that again. I think now it's like, I'm only going to put out stuff that I've either produced or worked with people that I physically know, not just through the internet. I don't have those license agreements or anything anymore. But like, I think just for this one, I mean, heck, it'll be fun just to see what happens with those ones.
Yeah. I feel that. It's that was a lot of the difficulty for me doing the music. Was like, I don't freestyles, like I said, so it's the writing process. It takes a lot longer, and then like the beats, like you said, like
Well, it's hard to write too if you're not inspired. Like, sometimes it's like you can. For me, I'd go like years without even like thinking of something to write. But then like sometimes you just think of something, and it's like you got to get it out, and then from there that'll spiral and basically rabbit hole, snowball itself into a whole new maybe thought process of how you should handle or tackle life. So it almost changes your design on the spot, but in a good way.
Yeah, I gotta have events happen. Like now that I have a wife and kids, I wrote a song for my daughter, which I have to write another song for my youngest because she's 5 months now. So
okay,
I gotta get one. Congratulations. Thank you. And I got one for my wife. So like those inspire me, but I haven't. Prior to that, I hadn't written anything in I don't know how long. Probably since we filmed that video, at the skate park. But probably since then I hadn't written in. That was like 2018 or something like that. So it's been 6 years since I had actually written anything. So, but it was. I get what you're saying. It's like you do have to be inspired. If you don't have the inspiration, it's just kind of hard to get anything out, or at least to feel good about what you get out.
Yeah, otherwise you feel like you're not bullshitting, but you feel like you're just, it's not genuine. You're like, I feel like that's how a lot of music is right now. They're just making clicks. They're going for, this is what people want to hear, instead of like, what do they want to hear? What are they making? Are they making what they want to hear before everyone else hears it? Or are they just making, what their label is telling them to make?
Yeah. What does music mean to you? Like, what is it?
Music.
What do you get from it?
Music's the heart, the soul, it's the pump. It's the one thing that no matter what animal species you are on this planet, you hear it. Unless you can't hear it, then you feel it. That is music.
Okay,
I would say.
What do you want to give to it?
Just give it my all. I just want to be something different, something uncool. I mean, I think everyone remembers those cool kids that they maybe went to high school with, and maybe those cool kids aren't really doing something as cool now, and the ones that no one was worried about or thinking about back in the day, the uncool ones, maybe those are the ones that are rising up through the ashes, you could say.
I see.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but like, really, I mean, this is just like a release. It's just something that I love to do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like doing it. And then like, it's just something that like, I don't know, it just, anything can just spurt it off. Like, which is weird. Like, I can just hear something and then think, oh, okay, I need to like find out what that song is, or how do I take that melody or beat and then mix that into something else. I think it's just, I love music so much that it's hard to describe what I want to get out of it, besides just making it and just throwing it out there. And then the ones that people like, they can like. Otherwise, like, I mean, I make it just so I can bump it in my car.
Okay.
That's like, I listen to myself probably just as much as I listen to other artists, because that way I learn my own lyrics, I can just, basically I memorized it if I ever have to like go perform it. And then from memorizing my own stuff, it makes me even better at freestyling. Like, I'm like my own worst like critiquer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You better than me, because that I have a hard time listening to myself only because I would do that. I'll critique myself and then I won't even enjoy it. And so then I'll just be like I won't listen to it unless there's like now I do, because I don't make it that much. But early on, I would only listen to it if somebody else was listening to it with me, so that way I can kind of enjoy it.
I just want to be able to know, like, because I've done so many like copies of ones. Like there's ones that like I just listened to the other day that like I made. It's like, oh man, like the lyrical stuff was great, but it's like it's so quiet and like terrible. So now it's just like, do I even take the effort and like layer that a bunch to make it louder, or do I just, which is cool, like nowadays you can just hold your phone up to a dictator and it will write and record everything down for you. So like, I can get through writing lyrics from freestyles so much quicker nowadays, because I can basically just hold it up to something else that then will record what I'm saying. And then I have to go back in and edit like what like is maybe off, but I don't know. There's ways to do things faster now, I guess.
Technology, Because I remember my first. You were making beats when we were on Hunt Street back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Were you rapping then, or were you just making beats?
I mean, I was like, I was rapping, but I didn't think I was very good. Like, I was just like.
I remember we tried to freestyle and all that, yada yada. But I remember the beats for sure. I remember you sitting at that.
I think if I was trying to freestyle back then, I was very timid and shy about it, or it was only when we were wasted. But actually, there's one I love that I made above, because who was below us? It was Francis. Yeah. Like, I remember like being above them. I don't even think I had I don't think Porter was living with me yet, because I don't know why I had that place all to myself.
Yeah, you had the biggest place to yourself.
It's like 3 bedrooms here. Sorry, hold on.
Oh, you was living in luxury.
He was.
Well, the thing is like the rent was like just as cheap as what I was paying like at my other place. So it was like insane how cheap that place was.
3 bedroom.
I was paying
in college.
People probably thought like, who is this guy? All right, I can't find it, but it was called Persian Silk. It's probably on my phone. I'll just email it to you. But that's probably one of my favorite beats, because like that was like kind of during one of the first times I experimented or got into mushrooms and psychedelics, like just from my trip in Oregon. So like that got me coming back, and like I heard sound way differently than like ever before. Like it was like a vibration almost, you could say. So that like taught me a little bit differently as far as sound perception and everything.
How it goes together.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've done some research, and talking to other people that I mean, basically the Beatles and like a lot of the sound and vibes we heard from like the '60s was like heavily LSD like, stuff contributed. So like I don't know. I do feel like nowadays things are kind of going back a little bit to like the '70s and '60s as far as like the sound of everything. Just and like now that we're seeing like all these hip hop artists and everything move like aggressively country, like I don't see why not the next stage is going to basically be, let's go aggressively like hip hop-ish, like hip hop Beatles or making it like so that's like actually good, great like hip hop songs, but it's like in like a peaceful, like loving, like 60s, 70s, almost moving towards disco era.
Renaissance, huh?
That's what I want to contribute to that, and so that's what I feel like we have the ability to, and we can even go deeper than that. Like we're 100 years removed from like the big band sound and like that flappers, like Tommy Gunn and like gangsters coming down the street. I mean, there's so much direction it could go. I think you could watch the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit and probably get a lot of direction from just that classic. I think utilizing movies and everything else that we love in pop culture, everything in today's society is copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Oh, for sure.
So how does someone do that better and more artistically? I think is really kind of how people market themselves, like Blackbeard these days.
Yeah.
That so you saying that reminds me of, have you heard any of the hip hop songs that they like they put into AI and transition them to like a 60s version.
Yes,
Something like that.
I'm very frustrated with AI. I have a love-hate with it.
We have it. Same here.
There's one I loved, which is like the I think it's called like obscene obscurities. There's one that's called like I glued my balls to my butthole again. Like so it sounds like old, like, 50s, 60s music, but it's got just lyrics to it. Like those ones I think are funny. I just think it's just like maybe I've just been doing it too long the natural way. I just think it's lazy.
There ain't nothing wrong with that take
at all. I mean, I agree with it. I just think like when it comes to just anything that's artistic in general, I think AI has its place, but not in the full creation of art. Like
lyrically, I don't think it has any.
Well, no.
The construction of the sound, I do think it could be very helpful in that.
Yeah,
you can't be copying and pasting.
I don't mean lyrically. I mean like I'm talking about like if you're creating an album cover, I mean maybe it's cheaper than having somebody actually design an album cover. You can tell AI what you want and then it prints it out for it creates it. But I mean like actually creating, because I even think like even creating like beats using AI, I'm not really for that, because I think of somebody like he's not necessarily my favorite, but I think about like somebody like Kanye, right?
Yeah.
As a producer, now a lot of his biggest project or a lot of his biggest hits are samples. But where I will give him the genius, because I don't always agree with him being a genius, just flat out. I do agree with him being a genius in sampling, because it's very easy to mess up a sample.
Yeah, very easy. How he puts it together around it.
And that's where I believe he is a genius. And I think with AI, that takes away the whole artistic, aura or feeling behind it. You know what I mean? Because it's like the song "Gold Digger," right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge hit. The way that he samples Ray Charles's voice and puts it all together to make it some type of thing of now, like.
Yeah, but didn't he go to Jamie Foxx's house and just have him do that? I thought he just went to Jamie's house.
Oh, he might have, but even still, I mean, just the idea of hearing like a Ray Charles sound.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But like if you just take that from like if AI is just creating it, like that's just not there's nothing artistic about that to me.
Because I don't like the idea of like AI sampling, but like I think if you can creatively take something from old and like cover sample it, and you still pay obviously all your royalties and everything to like the artist, I feel like cover sampling, if it's done like in a creative way, should be, I think, more utilized and allowed. But like I don't know how you would go about doing that. Like Young Gravy, for instance, he I think got sued recently, or for that Rick Astley Get Money song, that Betty Get Money song, because that guy who had that "Never Gonna Give You Up."
Oh yeah, Rick Roll.
He didn't get anything from it. But then Gravy's like thing was like, I didn't use your voice, I used an AI thing to make that thing. And so that's like a big question mark. It's like
and that's what I mean. Like I don't know if I agree with that, because I don't like the AI use of people's voices.
Yeah, because it's still there.
It's a cheat code. It's the steroids of music.
Steroid
of music.
But like I said, like that just kind of takes the soul out of music and out of art itself. Because I mean, I've always looked at music as an expression of oneself, right?
Yep.
And if it's an expression of oneself and you're using AI to do that, then this is not really an expression of you as much as it is as you just typed it in. Yeah, you just typed it into the computer and the computer did it, so it's like, because
hold up.
Keep talking. Sorry. You know how the saying go. I don't know if you've heard. You probably heard the saying, but the saying is like we're imperfectly perfect, or perfectly imperfect, right? Sometimes those mess ups, those snafus, those improvs, that's what makes a song like unique. You know what I mean? Because like, how many times have you heard a song, or maybe you watched a movie or a TV show where you've got these people and they're putting together this art, and then you watch it or you listen to it, you're like, man, that was amazing. Like, I really like this part right here. And then you listen to the behind the scenes when they talk about it, it's like, yeah, really, that wasn't supposed to be there, but we left it in
like a comedy movie or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's basically what you just said right there is the full argument for why Lil Wayne was so good at what he did pre Lollipop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like so much of his stuff. There'd be those little like mess ups that you're like, okay, that's my favorite part of the song.
Yeah.
I feel like
perfect example, and another, well, I guess perfect, but another example of the music
perfect example.
Yeah, an imperfect perfect example is you remember the song Mo Bamba?
Yes.
Okay. So you know, everybody always says the part where I don't, because that part. So actually, if you listen to the interview from the producer, I guess like the beat actually, like when he was listening, it actually cut out, and he just started. He just said it. He just said that because I guess he got frustrated, like because he was rapping. He was supposed to keep. He had something.
Oh, yeah. No,
headphones, and he said that, and then he played it back, and he's like, "Oh, that actually sounds good."
That's how a lot of those intro to songs will happen when they're talking to whoever's miking them up and all that kind of stuff. No, that's a great part of that song. Even
when that part drop, and if you're in a club or anywhere and you hear that song come on, and that beat drops, and everybody says that part, they might not know any other words.
It's the F word, right?
Yeah.
And
it's just,
I got a buddy that he doesn't say the N word, but like when he's ever around like redhead kids, he's always like, my ginger. What's up, my ginger? I was like, you're terrible, man.
How do you? I mean, I don't know. How do you embrace it?
I don't know what to say. I was just like, okay, what's up, dude? Because like I don't really think of, because everyone always says, oh no, ginger is like a derogatory term to redheads. Like I like the name ginger. Like
I've never used that. I didn't, because I
didn't think about it that way, but it made sense. He's like, yeah, you just replace the G, like just put ginger in there. I was like, no, I was like, I don't even feel comfortable saying
Whoa. Yeah.
Because he was just saying, like, when you're riding in the car, he goes, instead of like, if everyone else is rapping and saying the N word, it's like, you can't say it, but like you could say ginger. And I was like, no, like I still don't feel comfortable.
He's like, that's your pad? Nah, not really.
He's like, nah, I'm good. Nope.
Too much room for misinterpretation.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to get punched in the face.
Trying to explain what just happened is like,
Like, what'd you say?
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you. But that's how I looked at it, man. I just feel like, man, you sometimes, human error makes some beautiful mistakes sometimes. So, AI doesn't allow for that.
No, it's trying to remove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And perfect. I don't know if that's what's necessarily good. This will kind of spin a little rabbit hole on what I think about the whole digital versus physical era. As we move more and more and more and more closer to everything digital, I believe everything physical is going to start skyrocketing in value, especially less and less redheads being available. We need to start growing our hair out, cutting it, and saving it for wigs. I think hair is going to become very valuable. It's already valuable, but I think it will become even more valuable. I don't know.
To your point about physical being more, I think on the small scale, right? Like right now, when you think about like, all right, gaming, right? So everything is a digital, like you get a digital copy of a game. Like there's no, there's no physical, which I dislike that for another reason now. At first I thought it was cool and it was convenient, but now I dislike it for
an old school gamer. Do you have a lot of old school games?
I do. And now it's like we were talking about last week. We were talking about like the 2000s, like the 2000 to 2010 era of gaming, where it's like the Xbox 360, PlayStation 2, that era where the games were out. And like, all right, Def Jam for Fight for New York is one of my favorite games. Do you know that game? Like, one, they're not making any new copies of that game.
Oh, yeah.
But like
you have it.
No, I don't have it. But
if you had it, is it worth a lot?
Yeah, it's like, bro, I seen one of them. It was selling for like $150. Like. For a physical copy for a PlayStation 2 version of it.
I had a lot of my games actually in Ames. My first round of N64 games, because I had it in our basement, which is dumb. Someone like broke in one night, so I had like all my the original Mario 64,
Yeah.
like a 007, like a lot of these, like the best classics of N64. Yeah, I looked them up. Like most of them are 100 to 150 bucks.
Yeah.
For like the cartridge, and like I'm glad I have like redos of a lot of them, but
yeah,
those are the games that are going to last forever. I mean, those systems last forever. My Sega Genesis from 1992.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I still got my regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all that. But yeah, that was just to your point, because that's what's going to happen. And now the side of the digital, I hate it because, or I won't say hate, that's a strong word. I dislike it because there's the aspect of it that I dislike is because I found out the hard way that you don't own those games when they're digital.
You don't own them. They can take them away from you.
Take them away.
Yeah. You're leasing them.
Yes. So you can buy it. I bought GTA San Andreas on my Xbox One because I love that game. And I bought it, the digital version on there, right? And so when they did the definitive version that had all three of them, Vice City, GTA 3, and GTA, they removed that from the store. So I went on my games thing on there, and it wasn't even in my games anymore. But I had bought it though. I had bought it for like $20 or something like that.
So you're basically just out of luck then on that, or?
Yeah, so they take it out and you can't play it. Now you have to buy the definitive version. So I don't even have it anymore. You have to buy the definitive version, and you don't even get the definitive version. So you just out of $20, you don't have the game, and you have to rebuy it now. And so I was like,
I don't see why I got out of I honestly got out of video games. I think after PlayStation 3 or something. I mean, my buddy gave me an Xbox, and I played like whatever, a Call of Duty and like Rocket League for a few times, but I gave up on that like 6 years ago. I still only played the old school. I did get a Meta. That thing was fun.
Yeah,
but I haven't used it since like they basically switched from Oculus to Meta, because like there was something and I had to like re-log in to whatever, and I was like, I give up.
You got locked out?
I got locked out, and like I don't know. I'll wait for the newest and best ones. I'd actually rather just take the time and money to go and just do one of those virtual reality experiences somewhere where you pay play like the high end one, because then I'll get something out of it, and it's like I'm not doing it all the time. Like I'd rather be making music or watching movies or doing other stuff. Like I've lost my touch with video gaming, which is sad for me personally, but I've turned music into my video game, I guess. I don't know.
I feel that.
I'll still love playing if someone wants to play, especially like you play GoldenEye 007, it's over.
Man,
I love that game. If I'm ever bored, especially in the winter, I'll just start over playing that.
And see, I don't own that, and I know it costs like $200 now.
Well, I mean, I heard they were going to re-release it in a different format. Like I thought you were going to be able to like.
You can play it on. I think you can play it on the Switch if you have the Nintendo 64 app.
Okay.
On there, I think you can play it on there.
If you're familiar, my buddy told me about this thing called Delta.
It's
you can play it on that too.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about. Again, like I said,
emulators.
It's an emulator. Yeah, you can get a bunch of different games on there. Yeah. It's whack. I didn't realize they can do that until I found out the hard way, and then I started doing some research, and I saw that was a real thing, and it was like, you don't technically own the game. You just like you said, you're leasing it until they decide. They
tell you that in the not in fine print. They should probably up front tell you that.
Yeah, they need to make that a lot more clear, because it's like, bro, I'm not. If I'd known that, I'm not spending the $20.
Right.
In that case, CJ.
What's the newest one? What's the newest one they have right now?
GTA 5.
Okay.
Well, no. Wait. Well, yeah, GTA 5. They haven't made their GTA 6 is supposed to be coming out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think whichever one has like the Diamond Casino with the horse racing.
GTA 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Online.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I never played the game, but whenever my buddy plays, we just always go up to the casino. I've won on one of the cars one time. Like one of the, how they have that car thing and you spin the wheel.
Yeah.
I got him like one with like big tires.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But shoot.
You guys care if I take a quick little break?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, bro, that hurt my feelings, dog.
Bro, so it's kind of the same with, nowadays with music. Everybody has a streaming platform, so we really don't even think about purchasing copies of albums or anything like that. We don't really own nothing. We just paying for the streaming platform.
Bro,
and they can take and remove what they put on, what they want at any time.
But see, at least we already know that about those though.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
With music and TV, we know that. Oh man, this might only be on here for like a month. It could be on here for longer, but I didn't know that with video games because I didn't think that was streaming. I thought that was I purchased.
Yeah, you purchased it
and it's downloaded to my system, so now it's going to be on my. It's like like how you can download stuff to your hard drive. Like now you own it and it's just there, but it's not. And so learning that is frustrating. It's frustrating because it's just like, bro, you can just take this stuff away whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to buy a digital copy. I want a physical copy of everything now.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Because I was the biggest fan of like, I'll never buy a physical copy again if you still because you have to download it to your system and all that stuff. I was like, why don't I just download it from the store and then play
straight?
it? Yeah.
So they, I don't know. I know I have a library of games, so they can. If I really go back and look at that library, some of those games probably could be gone, huh?
They could be if they took them off the store. Yeah, if they take them off the store, then it's gone. Take it out your library too.
Yeah, because I don't have it downloaded on my system, but I know I have it on my account.
Oh yeah.
So if they take it off their servers, then I lost out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's trash.
It's whack, bro. It's whack. Now there was one that worked in my favor because I had bought like Age of Empires. But at the time, Age of Empires was only on like through the Microsoft store, and so I thought it would come onto my Xbox 360, but it didn't. So I spent like $5. It was like $5, but I mean, because I used to play it on my computer, and it never showed up. But then they added it to the servers, and then it just popped up.
It popped back up.
Yeah, so it worked in my favor that time, but it took like 3 or 4 months before they added it to the servers. And then now I have it on my Xbox.
Okay.
So that was one time that something worked in my favor. But knowing that that's a thing that they can do that and they can just take away and add and remove stuff and I can just be out of money. It's like, it's kind of, at least give me my $20 back.
Right. At least. Half, give me half credit.
No, I want the whole thing. They took the whole game. I want the whole 20 back. Shoot, I paid for it. I thought I owned that mug.
Yeah, they do. That's dirty. I haven't, like we said, I haven't purchased the game, so all those free games will stay free. I know that.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry there.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
All right, we're back.
All righty.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
We'll end it with this lighting. I kind of like the shadow of the base here. It's kind of
all right.
I know, Rick. I saw you post the ramen, the noodles.
Oh yeah.
Did you actually buy any of those?
No. Absolutely not.
Okay. Is it actually noodles?
Yeah.
Okay. But it just tastes like those things like s'mores or what was the other one? Breakfast something?
Yeah, so it's breakfast. Yeah, if you look at my story on Instagram, you will see. So they have top ramen flavor. They have s'mores flavored top ramen. They have pancake, egg, and sausage flavored top ramen. And then they have a everything bagel flavored.
I like everything bagel.
I figure some people would try to get down with the everything bagel, but I'm not getting down with any of them.
S'mores, man. Try the s'mores.
S'mores, no, bro.
Yeah. Like, if you buy a pack, I'll buy a pack, and we could try them right here.
It says natural and unnatural flavors.
Hey,
what's natural?
I'm screenshotting that. I gotta send it to to my clan. So my wife, she's Hmong. So all my family is Asian. So they'll give us the real review if this is something that should be done or not. Exactly. I have a feeling they're going to disagree.
Yeah, I'm about to say, they might not like that because we be Americanizing some stuff, and it don't be. We probably shouldn't be doing that.
That seems a little. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty wild though, because I guess.
Where did you see this? It
was at Walmart.
Okay. Well, I'm not as surprised then because Walmart has everything.
Yeah.
The Blue Hog Barbecue though, if they have that at your Walmart, get that. It is very good.
Blue Hog Barbecue.
It's a shameless plug for Blue Hog Barbecue.
Oh, Blue Hog. Is that a sauce or is it a what?
It's a sauce, yeah. Okay. So they have like multiple flavors. The Champions blend's really good, but if you it's really sugary, so it's best to put on meat and then grill it, so you kind of grill that off. But it like helps things like char really well and adds a nice flavor.
Got you. Okay.
I don't have any stocks in it or anything, I promise you.
All right, just shameless plug.
Shameless plug of Blue Hog.
Barbecue. Okay.
Try it out. Everyone I've had tried out. So I like to get the Hmong sausages, and I bring it up to all of our American events. And I'll score it and then just soak it in that and grill it up, and people really like that.
Oh, nice.
All right. Okay. Check that out.
Check out for Hmong sausage at a Asian store near you.
Put it across stream.
Right.
That's where the words would come up on the screen.
That's the edit.
Yeah, that's the edit right there.
That's the edit. Man, we got to get them s'mores ramen on here, man.
Right.
S'mores ramen, man. I'm looking trying to find some marshmallows and chocolate in there.
You could just have s'mores ramen and like the other one, we just cartoonify them, and they'll have a little rap battle against each other.
Oh yeah, you see the the ketchup versus mustard?
Yeah. That's what made me think of that. It's exactly copy and paste, right?
Dope.
We're all taking things from the past.
Yeah. But all right. Before we get any further, I wanted to ask you about a couple of your tracks, because what I noticed just now is that I picked two that I like, but I realized they sound similar. So it was the first.
What are the names of them?
First track is "Feel Lifted."
Okay,
so I like that one a lot.
That was the very first song I created.
Very first song.
That was the very first out of all of them.
Okay,
that was just the first track I bought, and the first track I had made and I wrote / freestyled.
Got you.
So parts of that, yes, if you knew that was the first one, you might hear elements from that in another song. And I'd like to know which one that you think it sounds similar to.
David and Goliath.
Okay, yep. So that's the last track I made.
Okay.
So I wanted it to be kind of a full circle.
Okay.
Almost. And David versus Goliath, I think, is kind of the theme I want to move with kind of going forward. I want to start attacking these giants in the, commercial corporate world. The ones that we see are, basically the ones that think they're the elite. And just see where I can go as far as being that little David, maybe throwing the stones and, just kind of mess around and have fun with it. Because like right now, I got 13 followers on Spotify. No one knows who I am. I have there's no one really coming after me or targeting me, but all I see is targets. And
who are your targets? Name them out.
The top 3, baby. The top 3.
Oh, you going for the big 3?
Top 3. I'm 0. I'm 0, and there's 1, and there's 2, there's 3. So I want to be number 0.
You going for the big 3?
You gotta go for the big 3, because those are the 3. Those are the 3 that honestly, besides Lil Wayne, but I would never go after Lil Wayne because I want to work with everybody, but like Lil Wayne, I feel like I'm just him, but like, from a different line, but no, like J. Cole was probably my favorite at Iowa State. One of my first, I think, songs I ever wrote after my breakup was actually "The Lights Please," and I'd love to find that one, but again, that's on my old computer, so I don't even know what it sounds like. But yeah, J. Cole, I love. Kendrick, I mean, he's my number one. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go Kendrick, and then I put a tie at Drake and Cole, as far as like they're both so good at what they do. I think they've maybe lost their way as far as, I don't know, as far as what maybe how they started making music.
Yeah, their hunger, drive, maybe.
Yeah, and I think they needed to create this beef to almost get their names back out. Not that they need to get their names back out, but you know what I mean? Sometimes when there's a whole lot of other noise going on in the world, some people start forgetting about who is apparently the number 1 to number 3 artists in the world. But I mean, you still got to think there's like Kanye. There's so many underground people that people don't even think about. Like, I think people that are like underrated are people like Teo. If you know who Teo is,
That name sounds familiar.
his song "The Most." That's what I basically wrote the entire song that never ends to. So I took that instrumental, and that's kind of what I like went through the process of like experimenting and trying to do this song that never ends, which is basically, in my mind, you find like a really good beat. Like I'm trying to like not basically copy his beat, but like you utilize something that kind of sounds continuous. When it ends, it'll sound like it still is at the beginning again, and you can kind of keep going with that. And basically, instead of making individual tracks for an album, just make one song called "The Song That Never Ends." And it's like, oh, I want to make it 1,988 bars because that was the year I was born, the year of the dragon, and just do a whole album where it's just continual. So from when the beat drops, then you just go into the next song, but it's the same beat, and it's just a continual, like, writing basically thought process. Whether making it have a story where it's, it starts with something like a theme and then it ends, the idea is that it should never end, but it can always be gone back to and re-added to. So like the never ending song.
Now, in the never ending song, I think what you sent me, the beat was pretty similar all throughout. What if you were to speed it up or slow it down, stretch it? Would that be considered? Yeah,
I would. Yes, I would love to do that because I just don't know how to do that live. But that sound, I love how that usually sounds.
Okay,
I would be throwing, because then you could, like, if you screw and chop or mix it up, like another huge influence of me would be DJ Screw. He had an album called June 27th, which was the year or the date I was born, and so I used to always bump that one. And yeah, so like taking like elements from each of that, like having it normal speed to slow to fast. I don't think there's really any rule you could go against that. It just, like I said, it being a concept and idea of a never-ending song, I would like this one to be the never-ending song. So something I start now, and it can be continually worked on for the entire career. And you basically just keep uploading more of the same thing, and it just never stops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so someone could listen to the never ending song this year, and then they go and listen to it in another year, and it'll catalog all of them, and there'll just be multiple never ending songs. It could be multiple different beats every time. You know what I'm saying? Like it should never stay the same, but just the concept of one whole long song as the album, I think could be something that not other people are thinking about, but I think other people would like to take that idea and then elaborate that into their own process. I mean, it's almost like taking like an EDM or like trance music kind of thought process of that, of just making it like where it's just one like they'll mesh one set and have it end, but it's like a whole like 3-hour set.
Would that end up in a Guinness Book of World Records or something? Because I feel like that should end up in like I don't know what the world record is for the longest song, or I know
I
they
guess
break
I
it
didn't
down.
think about that, but yeah, I mean, I got the idea kind of from like all my brother and like everything. They have like the white noise, like we listen to like like the rainstorms falling asleep, and they'll just be like a 10-hour song on Spotify. So it's like you have the ability to put like as much as you want on there. I mean, the crazy thing about those ones is like they probably wouldn't get a lot of plays because like who's gonna listen to it through like all the way?
Right,
but at the same time, that's not the idea. Like the
rapping for 10 hours would be crazy though.
Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it in all one sitting. It'd just be like, but like you could then blend and mesh it, like the layer effect you could do. I mean, possibilities are endless with that project, and it can be a never-ending project. Which that kind of sounds fun. I mean, that sounds like the key, like the main core of design. Because design's never done. The earth's always changing.
Yeah, that seems like a dope concept though. It seems like it'll be something, and then it'll probably be fulfilling too, along the way. Because you could find You find your enjoyment in the journey, you know?
Yeah. Well, definitely. I mean, every day you're hopefully learning something new.
Yeah.
If you're not waking up and wanting to, or at least learning from yesterday's mistakes or the mistakes you make even that morning, I mean, that's kind of what life's all about, I think.
Yeah. Keeps you from being bored. You know, I be thinking, side note, I be thinking about like I hear like people, they talk about like getting to retirement, like they wouldn't want to retire because they wouldn't know what to do. And I'd be like, I don't think I'd ever have that problem.
No,
yeah. I'd find something to do.
Yeah.
My dad, it's exactly what he did. I mean, he was one that like all he knew was work, and then he retired, and now he's doing art. He's back to making hymns. Like he's making the music because he always wanted to do music. So I'm just trying to fulfill his path that he didn't get to start until 69 years old. But
yeah. I'm like, there's a lot I want to do. So I'd be busy for a while.
Yeah, I think the idea of retiring really, I mean, usually retirement really it comes down to when you're financially stable to retire.
Sure.
So I mean, if you're not worried about necessarily being financially stable, and you're just worried about constantly working, I mean, then there should be no thought of like, I need this now, unless you have like family and growth, and you need to pay for things. Obviously, I think at the end of the day, everyone they'll lie to you if they say at the end of the day they don't think about money. Because that is unfortunately what runs everything until we start bartering and trading and go back to the Last of Us style of life.
Right.
Yeah, I'm cool on all that.
I don't think we'll get there.
Did you watch had you watched Fallout? I know Rick watched it. Did you watch Fallout?
I don't think I saw Fallout. Is that based on the video game too?
Yeah, it's based on the video game. Okay. Yep. And it's on
Prime.
There you go. They use bottle caps to like buy, like to like buy
exchange.
Yeah, as form of currency. And I'm just like, I mean,
I'll use golf balls. I'll be my
because it's like but it raised an interesting question because like and Rick and I have talked about this on a different podcast, and we don't have to go into it, but it always raised the interesting question because it's like, what is money though? Like because essentially money is the same thing like what we have now. Somebody printed out a piece of paper and put a number on it and said this is worth this much, and then they attached that value to like products, and so it's like, if you give me this much of this, because it's like at the end of the day, what can you really do with money? Like in a practical sense, as far as like you can't build anything with it, like in its element. Like you can't build a house with it in its element. You can buy the resources, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, At least like with I think like with gold, right? Gold, you can actually use that to construct something with. You know what I mean? Like
it's physical.
Yes.
And now remember we were talking about digital earlier.
Yeah.
That's the scariest part about the digital and the currency is now there's computers and they can just take a decimal spot and they can move it right or left, or you can add zeros, you can subtract zeros way too quickly now. So that's why I've always been unfortunately a believer that kind of money doesn't exist anymore. It is just imaginary, and it's just a matter of
so like it only exists because we say it does. Like in because I agree with you, because in reality it doesn't. It actually doesn't have any value. Like it's just we gave it value, and we all like, whether we are compliant, we're all compliant in the agreement of it, meaning this. Like if I give you $1, you're going to agree that it's $1. When you take it to the store, they're going to agree that it's $1. Everybody's going to agree that that dollar is $1. So because we all agree on it, then it makes it a real thing. But in actuality, when you think about it, I can't do anything with this. Like if the economy or the world were to stop today, right? And what value would it have? You can't eat it. You can't drink it. You can't build with it. You can't keep you warm.
Yep. You better hope it's not digital anymore at that point. You better hope it's all physical.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the only thing you can do is, with the physical part of it, you can burn it.
Yeah. If you had the physical part of there's no use to use it anymore, then it's toilet paper. That's what I would use it for. I'm still gonna need TP.
Yeah, because that started with yeah, right. Because it started with the idea of when I was thinking about like checks, because I'm like, oh, so you can just write numbers on here and
That's why the bouncing checks came up pretty quick.
yeah, because that was a thing. Like people writing bad checks, knowing you ain't got the money. Like, bro, this is $300. I don't have $300, but I'm gonna give you this. And, and it's basically a note saying I promise to have this come out of my account to go to you. But it's just like I don't have this. Like
it's almost like an IOU.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, when you bring this in and claim it that Jordy now, that I'm all good on my side.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm sorry, that was just a side note because I was just thinking of that. And I was just like, yeah, it's
Hey, no, this is the Rick and Jordy show. It's just like it's just always gonna go down a time warp, right?
Yeah.
I take it you guys like the show Rick and Morty then.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. That's part of where the idea came from for us, is like that, because it's like it's random. Sometimes it just gets random. Like they just be going on these adventures and just like
and then Mr. Poopy Butthole comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, where and why and what?
Mr. Mises comes out of nowhere. Yeah. Like what?
Is that
that show, South Park, the regular show? I mean, there's so many.
Hey, the regular show.
That
was one of my shows because bro, that show is literally what the name says. Like they be doing the most regular, and then it's just they out there mowing the park.
And then the craziest thing about that show to me is the voice actor of the big white thing, Skip, his name is. That's Luke Skywalker.
Really?
It's Mark Hamill, the voice. Yeah. And so here's a little side note. That's like that's the end goal. The end goal is do everything that we've talked about today. So I can be sitting in a room like this, just making up funny voices and doing stuff for, like just doing like.
Oh, doing voice acting. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I'd love to do voice acting. I don't mind getting in front of a camera, but I don't want to do like Hollywood movies, that kind of stuff would be just a chore. I feel like I'd want to do it Danny McBride style. I mean, he moved to Carolina. It was like, if you guys want to film, we're gonna do Righteous Gemstones my way. You guys got to come to me. And I don't think he even goes to Hollywood anymore. He does most of his stuff in house.
That would be the nice, that would be nice to do it like that rather than having to travel a lot.
Yeah, like the Broken Lizard guys, that one guy from Minnesota, that Super Troopers.
Yeah,
they do everything their own way. I feel like that would be the way to do it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Take the reins on your own.
Yeah. Make your own path.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, man.
Well, I like that you liked My Lifted and the David versus Goliath one. The one I wanted to tell you guys about, that's my favorite, that reverts back to our whole talk about AI. Is I think it's might be, oh man, I gotta look up the lyrics and know which one is from which.
Could you hear that? Oh, okay. It didn't cancel out.
Yes sir.
Here, I'll play some of the Feel Lifted while you look for that.
Feel Lifted.
Hopefully you can hear it well enough.
I can hear it.
This is the first track from A MacBook and a Mic by Uncool Pete.
Uncool Pete.
Entitled Feel Lifted. My little radio voice.
Want to be known for spitting the facts, the money, the fame that comes with the tax, but maybe I'm ready so you can relax. I'll take it in stride, it's part of the ride. I just hope I don't reach
that. It's mind at battle with itself. It's like my kind of like the interlude track.
The interlude track, okay.
I have a line in it towards the end where I say, "This ain't I written. This is pure prescription. Mental notes in my iPhone constantly reconfigured."
All right, let me wait.
That one's kind of a shout out to, funny enough, he's married into my family. So my mom's older sister, her second husband, his oldest daughter is married to Little White. And Little White was someone I used to bang in my car all through high school. So this is kind of like a shout out to him in a way.
Okay.
Because he never met me. He doesn't really know me besides I'm just like in the family photos that maybe my mom sent to them or something. Like, but yeah, I like him. I like 3-6 Mafia and that whole gang that he rides with. He actually used to make shit with Jelly Roll before Jelly Roll got his big blow up this year. If you look up Lil Wayne and Jelly Roll, they got some rap albums together, which is kind of crazy too.
Oh wow.
So yeah, Jelly Roll sure has had a big year.
Okay. What did you say the name of the track was?
It should be, I think I sent it to you. It would be MacBook and a Mic, then Mind at Battle with Itself.
Oh, okay.
It's I think it's track 8.
Yeah.
It's the third to last track.
Enjoy the life, appreciate it. More like MacBook and a mic, but no mic. If you get lost, don't worry. Someday you'll find what you left behind. Keep moving forward. Looking back loses time. Get back on your grind. Then you'll find in due time what you lost now is found. A new way to do what you want when you want to do it now. Man, what the heck is this guy even talking about? Hop on I-35, gas on the I-95. Life a long journey, better buckle up for the ride. Shout outs to the one who kept me inspired. Master P had me wheezy, Little White had me high. I'm feeling like an outcast riding through the night with my speakers blasting, smoking songs till whizzes bust down. Man, life's a trip now that I touched down. Lightning strikes twice, I felt like I never left. Higher than a kite, like I'm Benji Frank. Need a 3-6 myself to the bank. I lost my debit card again. Oh, I think, oh me, oh my, I guess we family now. Oh, weird Patrick, how's your wife? Her dad, my uncle, what a small crazy life we living in. You was one of the guys I used to bump in my ride. The acid Oxycontin had me feeling like another guy. Kinda like I was finally famous. It's 2024, it's still no fame yet. But I'm not worried about the fame, I just want fatter bank statements. When it's my time, I'll be ready to slay it. I'm the captain of my own ship. I'm just scared the boat is ready to tip. And it's my time to pimp my ride. Show y'all this exhibit I've been working in my mind. Yeah, I've been hibernating, festering deep inside, ready to throw the first pitch, like my heart to the universe, and fudge it. They'll like it or they'll love it, they'll hate it, but who wouldn't? Life is like a box of chocolates, some mushy, some filled with nuts, and I'ma keep it sweet, tooth-fed, honey, yeah, I'm nuts. This ain't AI written, this is pure prescription. Mental notes in my iPhone, constantly refigured, readjusted like my pictures. Keep them all framed like my glasses. Sister, brother, mother, father gets it. Need them 20/20 vision so I can clear the pixels in my vision before the time gets wrinkled. Henley Rinker, hey, I'm feeling like the Fonz now. Happier days in my forward picture. You are the wind beneath my wings. With you, I feel I can do anything. Yeah, I feel like an alien, but hey, I can do it anyway. You can't be me. Yeah, those the words that talk in my head. It's telling me I should just do exactly what I did, doing exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, without going to bed. Yeah, I should just keep on rapping. I shouldn't even keep talking to myself. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, why are you just talking in my head? Why are all these thoughts going on in my head? I don't even know what you're talking about, but if you know what I'm saying, I think you understand. I'm just be the realist of playing. I ain't playing, but I'm just telling you, this is the straight shit that I'm talking about. Yeah, half the time on the daily. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I like that one a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Let's work.
I don't know what made me think of all those things, but I just thought of all of them. But that's why I called it. I think what I called it, as far as the mind that constant battle with itself.
So yeah, that was clean, man.
That was. I think that song encapsulated kind of everything that we just talked about in this episode.
Yeah,
like how you explained your music. I think that was epitomized it right there.
I think that might be a good ending point, especially because that's 1, 2, 3 right there.
Oh yeah, it did just hit 1, 2, 3.
It's dope.
And I'm all about numbers, and I think that's a wrap,
bro. That is dope. So,
but before we wrap,
no, you guys wrap it up. It's your show.
But before we wrap, we always have something we do.
What's that?
Yeah. It's called the Wiki game.
The Wiki game.
Wiki game. Ooh.
Participate. It gets wicked sometimes. That's true.
Wicked.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. So the rules of the Wiki game are we come up with we come up with 2 topics, a starting topic and an end topic. So whatever the starting topic is, we'll go to that Wikipedia page. And then using only links through Wikipedia, so only using the hyperlinks through Wikipedia pages, we have to navigate to the end topic. So starting from whatever we start at, find a link, and that'll take you down a rabbit hole, down the Wiki rabbit hole, and you have to come out the other end at the other topic. So
show me how this goes.
Okay.
All right.
So we typically let our guests, when we have guests, we let our guests pick the topic they want to start with.
So I type it into this chat thing, or what do I do?
Oh, no, you
just tell us. Don't type nothing into the chat. That'll mess up the recording.
Well, I think why not start with the Napoleon complex.
Napoleon complex.
I'm sure there's a lot of links in Napoleon complex.
Yep.
After playing golf with a guy who was my height exactly and twice my age this weekend in a random pairing, we all met our future selves, and that guy, he seemed to have quite the Napoleon complex. He was a very, very cool guy.
So this is where we're going to start, Napoleon complex. So you'll type this in on your phone and go to the Wiki page, and then we're going to end where? Where do you want to end at? And usually we try to find an ending point that'll be obscure, like different. That way it makes it a little more interesting on how we get there.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite? Oh, that might be too easy.
Because it has the Napoleon name in it.
That might be too easy. Okay.
Yeah.
What about just Dynamite?
All right. Dynamite will work.
They got Napoleon Complex Dynamite.
Okay. Okay, we can do that. Let's see. I'll pull up the Wiki
Let's just
page.
blow it up. Let's just blow it up.
Yep. All right. So this is what the Wiki page for that is going to look like when you get there.
All in time. And then I just type in Wikipedia. So then save that one up, and then.
So Dynamite.
Yeah. So it'll just be Dynamite, and this is where we need to end at. All right. Everybody got to see it.
Let's see. Yep.
This is where we'll end.
That's where we'll end. Okay.
Yep.
Explosive. Right. And so the hyperlinks are all those blue things.
Yep. Yep. You only can use the blue links to get to Dynamite. So we're gonna start at Napoleon Complex.
Okay. On
the 3, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1 Wiki, and then we're gonna start. All right.
All right.
3, 2, 1 Wiki. All right. Let's see.
So we all click on random things.
Yeah.
You click on whatever you think is going to get you to Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Okay, I got what I clicked on. I don't know if it's going to get there.
Could be very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Imperial units. Systems of units first defined in the British Weights and Measurements Act of 1824. How are we going to find if that one's going to work?
The
social stereotype. Oh, this is gonna be hard, huh?
I don't know. I might be able to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have a path. I think. I just need to find. Okay, there you go. There you go.
Did dwarfism have anything to do with Dynamite? I have short limbs. Short limbs. Oh no, now I'm getting to like words that are nope. That's not going to work.
That's not what I want.
Go down to unpopular culture.
Yeah.
There's several politicians have been accused of the Napoleon complex, such as Joseph Stalin. Singer-songwriter Mariah Carey referenced the Napoleon complex in her song 2009 Obsessed. The song is believed by some to be a response to rapper Eminem, who had made the disparaging remarks about Carey in multiple previous songs.
I do remember that song, actually.
In the Magna Full Metal Alchemist, and it's something adaptions, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's not that. But can you find Dynamite through Stalin or Eminem?
Oh, man. I might be stuck.
Shit, I don't.
Did I pick too hard of one?
Nah.
No, you didn't.
We can get there. I'm just. I think I just clicked the wrong thing.
I'm at like I see things that are real adjacent to it.
I went too far. I thought I was being adjacent, and then now I'm not. Let's see.
So do you not always win the game? Does the game sometimes?
We've lost. Both of us lost at the same time. Maybe 2 or 3 times where the game did win.
I know probably two for sure.
Yeah, but typically we get there.
Damn, yo.
Ooh, I might get it.
Oh, damn, I don't even know what that is. Can you try to go backtrack?
You can't go back. You only can go forward.
Yeah.
You can click a link that is the same link and it can take you back, but you have to click that link. You can't swipe backwards though.
Got it.
Yeah.
Man, this is hurt my neck. I stand my computer too much.
Damn. I'm right. I don't want to click the wrong thing, and that's making me.
I already know what you mean. I'm right there with you, because I'm right. Like, what would this be considered?
I probably should have clicked something else instead. Yeah, what would Dynamite be considered?
I don't know. Like, because I know I'm. Oh, hold on. Come on, I know I'm right here.
Let's see.
I know I'm right here. Come on. I'm right here.
I thought I was.
Yeah, I'm like all the way down in references, seeing if I see anything, but I'm.
No, that's a solid play.
Oh.
Ooh.
Napoleon's military campaign.
He won.
No way. You got it?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
All right. So this is the route.
So you win the game basically by okay.
Yeah.
All right. So show us how you got there.
All right. So Dynamite. Then I went to get there. I was at TNT. Explosive. Explosive again, apparently. Okay, there we go. Oh, they didn't go back. Okay, gunpowder.
I knew I should click gunpowder. I clicked mortar instead.
Delph, whatever that is. List of industrial disasters. List of nuclear disasters. This is in radioactive events or incidents. That's where I was kind of getting weird. List of nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapon yield. RDS-1. Soviet atomic bomb project. Joseph Stalin.
So Stalin is
Napoleon complex.
Stalin. Okay, so Stalin. So that was the key. I didn't click on Stalin. I thought about it, but I figured
if I can go to him, I knew there would be a war or some sort, and I figured
a bad man.
War. Yeah,
I went to revolution.
Yeah. There had to have been some dynamite.
We made it happen. That's cool.
Yeah,
so how the game works.
Yeah, that's how it works. I was.
Yep.
If I would have clicked gunpowder instead of mortar, I would had a way higher chance of success.
All right, now I know how the game works.
I thought I remembered that there like dynamite has gunpowder in it, right?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I was like, I clicked mortar because I thought I could have got a list of explosives or something like that.
Yeah,
because you think it goes in like a mortar essentially.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yep. But that's the game, man.
Hey, appreciate you guys having me on. This was a blast.
No, we appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on, come on, and everything.
I'll send it out to all my friends whenever you post it. I'll post the link up, and
all right,
everyone else can check it out.
It'll be out next Tuesday. Yeah,
next Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's a good day.
Just Tuesday.
Well, it'll be Tuesday, but this is since we record a week. Yeah, we record a week in advance.
So yeah, you release a show the same day that you record a new one.
Exactly.
Got it. Cool.
Yep.
Well, heck yeah. Well, I hope your journey goes well, and hopefully we'll see each other soon or again whenever it happens.
Definitely,
yeah, man. Whenever you want to jump back on, just let us know.
Sure.
We appreciate you taking the time out and being here with us. And yeah, man.
We'll be in touch. I'll keep sending stuff Ricky's way. You can share it. Otherwise, stay tuned. Uncool Pete.
Yeah.
August 30th, first album drop, 4:20 a.m. Check all your Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube's.
You want to drop your IG?
I'll put it on my IG.
Okay.
I think the pre-link's on there right now.
Okay. You want to drop your handle?
Yeah.
I think it's just @Uncool Pete.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
There you go. Add me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right, bro.
Well, thank you very much.
For sure.
And that's been another episode, another week, another episode of the Rick and Jordy podcast. I want to have your host Jordy,
and I'm gonna have your host Rick,
and that's Uncool Pete.
See
right
ya.
Here or wherever he's at on our screen, right here on my screen.
Yeah, right
All
there.
right, we're everywhere.
We're gonna catch y'all not next week because we actually out next week. We're off next week, but we're gonna catch y'all the Tuesday after that. So peace.
Peace.